All right. I'll wait until everybody's logged on, and then we'll kick this off. All right. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool, cool. And how's our guys going viewing this on YouTube? We all good? Because there's no viewers on at the moment. Just wondering if everybody's giving them the YouTube link and it's all good.
Yep.
Um,
All right, so let's just give it a few more minutes. Obviously, Kyle and I were rushing back from a launch over in the western suburbs, so I noticed that people were trying to call me off another Google Hangout, even though there's a message up, but that's cool. So just give it 2 secs. We'll see if everybody else is going to log in. Oh yeah, so Mick and them want the YouTube link. Cool. So tell them it's all on Facebook, guys. Just go in and copy and paste it. I don't
that
know.
was the one that was on, you posted yesterday, right?
Yeah, it's tagged. It should be tagged to the top of the page, I'm pretty sure.
Cool, that's been sent around.
Okay, cool.
There we
All
go.
right, so we're still waiting for. Still got a few more. How's Nick going, Carly?
Yeah, he's jumping on. I saw he was on the other video call that was started. So yeah, he's copying pasting links around now.
Okay. Did nobody see the post on Facebook? Obviously. Whoops. Everyone's trying to cut this thing. I think it's because we usually do it on that other one, but yeah, just post it into your new groups again. Just send them
Yeah,
out.
it's all up.
Yeah. Cool.
All up.
All right. Just let them know what's going on. All right. So we got 4 viewers on now. Excellent. And how are your boys going, Jaden?
Yeah, I just put the link up then for them, so
Nice.
most of them said they were coming in, so
And still people are trying to call me off that off that other call. Jaden's trying to Jaden, you've tried to call me. AJ's tried to call me. Read the post, guys. Alright, cool. Let's just wait for a few more minutes because we want at least some of the leaders logging on to the main hangout. So yeah, 2 secs. So we'll get this going in like a couple of minutes. Cool.
Cool.
Wait.
there we go.
Okay, so for the YouTube viewers, all right, we're going to get this kicked off in about 2 to 3 minutes. You'll have to accept my apologies. I came from a launch all the way out the west side, and we're rushing back home, myself and Kyle, the famous Kyle Staggle. So we're here now. We're just going to wait and let a few more people log on, and we'll get this started in about 3 minutes, guys. So hustle, hustle, hustle. If you know anybody that should be on the call that's not, give them a friendly reminder, call them up, send them a text, whatever you need to do. This is definitely going to be an org that we don't want our teams missing. So, okay, I'll talk to you guys in a couple of minutes.
Cool.
All right, guys. So we've got about 7 viewers on the YouTube, which is great. I'm going to mute everybody. We're 2 seconds. Okay, cool. All right, so you guys turn your videos on. That's would be handy. I mean, always doing these kinds of calls, it's different. You know, it's the energy. It's not like being in a room full of people. So if we can see the cameras, it does make it a lot better, especially for the YouTube viewers there. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I mean, hand gestures like this. AJ, is your video working, brother? And who have we got here? We got Nick on. Pretty dark, okay. But I know there's a lot of people who are on YouTube at the moment. And I know that you guys, some of you guys are tuned in with your groups. So excellent. You guys know me by now. You know that I like to do org meetings, having them very interactive, okay? You know, but times like this, it's where we need to get this sort of information out. And you know, I'm going to be doing a lot of talking, so I do apologize in advance. I'm sorry that we were late tonight. A few complications, but you know, never mind. We're here now. We're ready to go. I do have Kyle Staggle, White Diamond Director. He's going to jump on board tonight and have a chat with you guys also. So there's a few things that I'm going to run through. Get Kyle on, and then a few more things that I'm gonna finish up on. So if you guys have got a pen and pad, it would be absolutely excellent if you were taking notes, because this is the kind of stuff. Very nice, Carly. I love it. I love it. Always taking notes. But this is the kind of stuff that, you know, some of us are not going to take notes. Some of us are. That's just, you know, that's just the way this game plays out, right? Now, I always see a trend. The people that are taking notes, the people that are actually taking this stuff on board, but not just taking notes, but then going out and teaching their teams, they're the ones that start to grow each cycle. They're the ones that start to develop. They're the ones that start to become that person that their teams need them to become, because they're so confident, because they're internalizing this stuff, they're teaching it, and then people are wanting to follow because they know their stuff, right? So understand this stuff that we're going to go through tonight. It's the stuff that's going to make or break your business. It's going to be the difference between winning or losing in a cycle, okay? It's going to be the difference between your team wanting to follow you and not, okay? So let's start off with number one. It may be me rehashing a lot of stuff that I've been over before, okay, but it always comes back to the basics, all right? Always comes back to understanding the basics, internalizing the basics, okay, and then being able to go out there and continuously go over and over and over and over and sharpening the saw, right? You guys have heard me talk a lot about, can't remember the name of the coach, but his team won a championship in basketball in the NBA. He took them back the next day onto the courts, made them take off their shoes, take out their laces, take off their socks, put them back on. There was no creases in the socks, right? Everything had to be perfect, and do it again. They did it for like an hour and a bit, right? Afterwards, everyone's like, what are we doing, coach? He's like, doesn't matter how next level you guys are, if you get a blister, you're out of the game, right? What I'm trying to stress here is that these basics may seem mundane and they may seem boring. All right, and they may seem simple and easy to do, but they're also simple and easy not to do. And if we constantly sharpen them up and understand and have a healthy understanding about them, this thing's going to fly. All right, so first up is communication. All right, so what about communication? All right, understanding how to use your main groups. All right, understanding that we need to be clear in those groups, okay, and the energy that we bring. All right, so for some of the new guys coming in, I know it's going to be tempting to go out there and start up a group, go out and get a WhatsApp group. But if you've got very limited amount of people in your team at the moment, if you've got maybe 1 or 2 people, it's probably not the smartest idea. You want to plug into your uplines group, okay, and you want to get that rolling before you do anything else, all right? So the main groups are WhatsApp and Facebook, all right? That's pretty much where we run most of our traffic through, okay? So if you get tagged in a post, make sure that you tag your teams in it, okay? This is simple stuff, but you want to make sure you're doing it, because at the moment, a lot of the teams aren't getting the information that they need to their teams. Their teams aren't growing. They're coming back and they're asking questions like, what's Edify? You know what I mean? All right? This is basic stuff. This is like, network marketing 101 that we should already understand, okay? So make sure that we've got the main groups tapped into. Now, what are the main groups for WhatsApp used for? Updates only, okay? So if we want to get a point or a message across to our teams, we've got to personally message our teams, okay? Is that making sense? Yeah? Those of you that are on the main call? Yeah? Cool. Sweet. All right, so also, I thought I was going to say something. Also, we want to make sure that we're clear with our communication, all right? Understand what it is, the message that you're trying to deliver. Make it on point, prepare it, okay? If you're going to send an audio note out, if you're going to do any kinds of posts on Facebook, have it well thought out, well structured, and know what your message is before you send it out, okay? Really, really important, because there's a lot of traffic going through on these groups, and we want to make sure that we're getting the best material out that's being well thought out and well prepared, okay? Just really little things, but these 1%ers, you would be surprised if you actually hyper-focus and put your energy into increasing it and making these areas better in your business. You'd be surprised how things are going to get better for you. Energy, all right? Times get frustrating. We've seen it all before, but the moment that our energy drops in the groups and we're not the life of the party anymore, we're not leading it, it's felt. Okay, understand that everything's energy, so make sure that we're always conscious of our tonality, how we're communicating, what kind of message we're putting out, all right? Make sure that we're always got this positive feedback loop that Kyle's always talking about, all right? There's going to be days that are going to get you down, all right? But you can't bring that to your team. It's like Darren Hardy always talks about, as soon as you get into the arena of where we're going to do our job, where we're going to do our work, it's showtime. All right, so you got to understand that everything in this business, 80% mindset, 20% skill. All right, where's your mindset at? In the area of communication. All right, and always be on point with your communication with your uplines, because what we're finding is that we're getting a lot of the leaders come back and be like, my team's not communicating. Yet we are the biggest culprits at the moment for the lack of communication, all right? And monkey see, monkey do, all right? People are just going to copy what you do. People are going to follow what the leader's doing every single time, all right? And how we do some things is how we do everything. So we're going to bring a professionalism to this business now, okay? So that's number 1, communication, all right? So I hope I've got that point across. Number 2, all right, is getting people started right. Right. Now, if you understand the concept of getting someone started right, see, we're bringing a lot of talent in, okay, but we're letting a lot of these talented guys go fend for themselves, all right? So what we want to make sure that we do is we're always communicating with our uplines. Just got this guy on board, you know, he's an 8 or a 9 in terms of influence. And maybe we're a little bit lower than that, okay? And we've got to be transparent. You know, Ash, I need you to come in and help me out with this guy. Can you please come in, you know, do some training, do this, you know, touch base, get a 3-way call going on, okay? So all my sharpest guys that I've got coming in, instantly I have a 3-way call going on with Kyle. All right? So making sure that we get people started right is really, really important. The first dot point or first element of that is have them get the book filled out, okay? So we've got the pre-party workbook, all right? Make sure that they've got their top 20 and their top 10 and their easiest 10 names with numbers if possible already filled out, okay? So we're going to email them the book, all right? Also make sure that they've got their customers, their promoters, all right, and their business builders' names, 10 of each. Make sure that they've got those names put down as well, and numbers if possible. See, if you send them the book beforehand, before you meet up with them, they've got time to think about it. They've got time to put the numbers down. They've got time to go out and search for this kind of stuff, right? We've got to think smarter, because when we get people come in, we're like, okay, do you have numbers? They're not going to be able to pluck numbers out of the air, right? And what that means is it's going to take a lot longer to get them started. Yes, we can use Facebook, and if they're really uncomfortable with getting a phone call going on, then we can do that. But if we prepare, if we are always on point, and we send that book, there should be no reason why we don't even at least have maybe 20 numbers, right? And then we can do the rest over Facebook if we absolutely have to, okay? So being on point, being prepared, all right? And the means to get started, all right? If they haven't signed up yet and they're going to sign up with you and you want to know where to invest your time, just be like, okay, cool, so this is what you need. You know, bring a media device, okay? Bring your diary, bring your credit card so we can get you started, okay? But most importantly, send them the book so they can get their why, all right? You want 3 to 4 dot points for each section of the why, already done, all right? And you also want the names on the list, 10 easiest, 10 best, your health promoters, your customers, and your business builders, and numbers if possible, okay? Now, if not possible, that's fine. What we're going to do is we'll get them to go onto Facebook and we'll show them how to go through the process there, okay? Getting started fast and right is going to save us time, it's going to give them confidence, and when they're prepared, because you were prepared to get them prepared, hopefully I didn't lose anybody there, it means that you got a very smooth, fast, and efficient pipeline now working, not just for yourself, but for your team. And at the end of the day, they come and they invest into you to get them a result. So we have an obligation, right, to make sure that we are on freaking point. Because if we come in slap happy, it doesn't give them the confidence, they dwindle, they go duplicate that. And remember, monkey see, monkey do. They get started how they see you start them. If you start them with the utmost professionalism, how do you think they're going to duplicate? Right? So we've really got to make sure that we are on point. And remember, complacency sets in with absolutely everybody. It's human nature. All right? But you've got to think of it like this. Someone is investing their opportunity into us. It's not about you anymore. It's not about me anymore. When a newest person comes in, we are literally playing God with their opportunity if we F it up. Question is, right, can we live with ourselves knowing that somebody spent X amount of dollars to get invested into this business, was excited about it, and then because we were half-assed, they missed out, they dropped off, and they let it be. For me personally, I can't have that weighing in my conscience anymore. So we've got to look at things with a different perspective, okay? So getting people started right. It's more about them. It's not about us, okay? We have an obligation. Number 3, and I really, really, really hope that we're taking notes on this, all right, because I can't stress how important these 1%ers are to making this business fly. What's your internal system, all right? What are you running, all right? How do you have your system set up? Yes, we have a system that duplicates. Yes, we've got something that people can come into, and we've got the book, and we're getting started, and we've got the invite, and all that kind of stuff. But then what's your internal system? And what I mean by that is, do we have launches? Do we have a Google Hangout like this with our team once we've got 5 or more people? Are we plugging into our uplines Google Hangout? Okay? And do we have a basic training on a Sunday? Now let me go through the launches. There should be minimum 2 launches running in your team each week. And once your team starts to develop a team of 5 or more reps, they should be running their own launches. And we should be setting them up for independence. not to be dependent, but independent. After all, the title is independent rep, right? We're not a boss, we're not a manager, and we're not power tripping because we want people at our party, all right? If you've got 2 to 3, even 5 people at a party, that's a good freaking party, right? We used to go out and do one-on-ones, multiple one-on-ones, and you're only seeing one person at a time. Now you've got 3 or 5 people that are actually seeing this at any given time. So we're going to get this ideology out of our heads where if we don't have a house full of 20 people, it's a shitty party. That's a great party if you've only got 5 people there, okay? But are we running the launches, okay? And even if we've only got 2 guests confirmed, still run it. It's Kyle's firm philosophy and mine that if you've only got 2 people and they still come to a party, run it no matter what, because you can still use it as a training session. And Kyle is a prime time example of that. That girl will run it no matter what. Right? Because she's committed to no matter what, she'll still give you reps training. So number 1, right, for your internal system, are you doing your launches? Number 2, are you running a Google Hangout? Okay. Now, if you're going to run a Google Hangout, guys, study, prepare, and make sure that you're going to bring some quality substance that is going to enhance your team's lives, that's going to make them better, that's going to grow them in every aspect of the word. Mindset. Yeah, if you give them some health, wealth, whatever you're talking about, you've got to enhance, you've got to grow your team to become the best versions of themselves. Each time you come and you deliver some material, what does that mean? We need to get better ourselves, okay? So you've got to bring quality to your Google Hangout, all right? So you can do some mindset stuff there, you can do some skill set stuff, but either way, it's got to be legit. Now, on Sundays, all right, so for the Google Hangouts, maybe you do it at the start of the week, maybe you want to do it in the middle or at the end. I like to always do mine at the end, but obviously, at the end of the week. But today I'm doing this one specifically because I'm flying to New Zealand tomorrow to launch those guys, which is super exciting. So we really want to get these these housekeeping rules out of the way before we leave, all right? And the third point there is, do you have a basic training every Sunday, okay? Guys, if basic training is meant to enhance the basic skills to run this business, right, it'd probably be a good idea that we're running a basic training, yeah? Now, I'll put a video up on your duplication. That site has got absolutely everything, all right? I've been working on it for the best part of 2 years, okay? There's a video that shows you guys how to run a basic training. Role play from the moment somebody signs up or gets invited to the moment that they sign up. So invite to sign up. And then we role play the launch, okay? There's a video that goes over that, so I'm not going to stress it too much, all right? After you've done that role play basic training, should go for about an hour to an hour and a half. Then what you want to do is you want to sit down with your team, you want to map out the week. Easy, all right? So your internal system, your 2 launches per week. Once the team starts growing, they start doing their 2 launches per week. Have a Google Hangout when you have 5 reps or more, okay? If not, plug into your uplines. Sunday basic training, and then you want to have an org meeting to map out the week. Standard stuff, but none of us are doing it, okay? So what's your internal system? We've got to be thinking about this stuff, right? Because what's going to happen is we're going to get a team, we're going to be slap happy, we're not really going to have the independence, we're not going to have an internal system going on, it's going to create confusion and anarchy, and we're going to start to become overwhelmed because we were never structured in the initial beginnings, guys. It's very, very important that you have an internal system and you stick to it and you show up and you're consistent. Have I lost anybody? I'm hoping that everybody's still with me. You guys are with me? I know it's a lot of talking. I know we usually role play, jump around. Carly's usually, running around like a crazy girl doing her invite role plays, and Jaden's just, always crazy. But, guys, stick with me. We will get interactive on the next one. So, number 4. All right, point number 4, personal development. All right, now this is a big area that we are actually struggling with at the moment. I wouldn't say all, but definitely there's some that are really struggling with understanding the personal development side of things. Now, let me sell you guys on the reason why we need to do personal development. I'm not going to tell you guys, listen to this audio, do this, do that, whatever. I'm going to sell you on why personal development is the best thing in the world for you guys to do. Again, sitting down and listening to audios for hours doesn't float everybody's boat, and it's hard to get into the groove and to develop the habit to actually do this kind of stuff. But let me sell it to you like this, right? You become a problem solver, right? When your team comes to you and they want to know how they can solve this emotional problem, or there's this drama going on, or they want to get on this strategy and they want you to help them strategize this out, or they want you to help them with this skill set, and so on and so forth, right? Personal development helps unlock your creative potential, all right? Understand that everybody's got this creative potential, but it's laid dormant for so long because we've gone to freaking school where they've beated it out of us. They've wiped the fun right out of us. We've gone and got a job where we're basically automatons, right? All right, so maybe I'm offending some people here, but hey, that's what I do, right? We become robots, and then all of a sudden it's like we can't think for ourselves. But now what this personal development does is it opens up different neural pathways in your brain which help you see things in a different light, okay? So your awareness goes from this to this, okay? And it gradually goes like that and that and that and that and that until things just pop into your head. I'm that confident. You come to me with a problem, we're going to solve it. I'm not Einstein. I don't have the answers to absolutely everything. If you give me a problem, I'm going to figure it out, okay? And what this personal development does, especially the initial folder, we've got an initial folder. The newest guy coming on board, this folder with personal development will equip you to not only have the mindset to endure all the victims out there to say this thing doesn't work and this is a pyramid scheme and blah, 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 right? And well, I'm a victim, right? It's going to help you handle all the rejection and all that bullshit that all these people are trying to impose on you. It's going to help you be stronger for it, right? It's so good. This stuff has helped me through in ways you cannot imagine. GoPro, Darren Hardy, Making the Shift. This stuff creates weapons. Soldiers that are willing to go out there and make this thing happen no matter what. And then we have other personal development audios that I can refer you guys onto that will make you guys absolutely unbreakable to the point where it's ridiculous. You guys will be able to problem solve, go out there, be able to become creative, develop things for your team, okay? So the personal development at the moment, where we're at as a team, some of us are a little bit shaky still. Our foundations haven't been set. All right, and that's because we haven't gotten used to, becoming the best version of ourselves through these audios. So understand that this whole business, right, it's health, wealth, and self, right? But the cause of the health and the wealth is because we've got a mindset that's gotten us to where we are currently. Change the mindset, get the result. This is 80% mindset, 20% skill, all right? But this isn't stressed enough. So understand that if we're not doing this consistently every day, listening to the audios, plugging into the personal development, then this is going to be a really, really, really long ride for us, okay? And it helps us train our team through the audios, okay? So all I can say is that if we can't do this, it's going to be a long, long road, okay? So that's number 4. Number 5 is the why, right? Now, a lot of people want to overlook this, okay? Understand what the why is all about, okay? We are emotional beings, all right? We buy on emotion and we reason with logic. So if we don't have an emotional reason what's tying us to this business, we're not going to do what it takes. We're not going to get up early in the morning. We're not going to stay up late at night. We're not going to go to that extra meeting all the way over the other side of Melbourne and then drive all the way back and then over to the other side and then back again and do like maybe 500 Ks in one day just for our team, right? Because we don't know why we're really driving so hard, okay? We've got to understand on a deeper level what's making us tick, right? Why are we going to go to war? Why are you so pissed off and tired? What's caused the results that we've gotten up until now? What do you not want to see anymore? You don't want to, like Kyle says it all the time, wants to help out mum and dad because just, you've seen the story that we've been sold. This system, it doesn't work anymore. For me, I just seen my dad have heart surgery, right, and then go straight back to work, and they put him on afternoon shifts when it was against the doctor's orders. It breaks my heart, but he doesn't have any other choice, all right? And that's just the thing. People don't have choices, people don't have options now, and people don't have a quality of life, all right? Because this system that we were promised is broken. This is what drives me. Family, right? So you've got to understand how we're hardwired, guys. We are hardwired emotionally, okay? Life is a why. We've just got to put it into a story. Life is a why, and it's a story, and people relate to stories, and we've got to figure out what's our story, and we're going to resonate with it, and we're going to tap deep down into it so people can buy into it, because people don't buy into the products, guys. They buy into us and why we're doing it, okay? So you got to understand that we're wired emotionally, and we've got to understand our why so that we can go out there and we share it with people, and they can buy into us, and they can see that it's real, all right? So that's the reason why we do this why, okay? And I've said why about 50 million times in that sentence. So moving on. All right, number 6, okay? What do you stand for? All right, and understanding this, and I'm going through a lot of mindset stuff because it's important. What do you stand for? All right? We're building an army of elites, all right? A lot of people are coming in with the wrong kind of morals and values, okay? The team is everything. What we're doing here is we're creating, an army of elites, a team that is progressing far beyond what they ever expected in themselves. A leader is a person that sees their team ahead of where they actually see themselves and pushes them to get that result, okay? But what we're seeing, there's been similar cases where, you see some guys come in and that people want to play boss. People want to be a manager. It's like, you can come in, but you can only be as good as I can let you be because I'm the man. I'm going to take control of this. I'm always going to present. I'm going to be, the he-man. And like you can be okay. Like maybe I'll let you do products and you can do a shitty little business section. But, like everybody's coming to see me. It's like, oh, I'm edified. It's like, whoa, roll in. It's like, hey, rest easy, guys. Ash is here. I'm sick. Just look at me. Right? That's not what we're about, all right? What we're about building a team that's better than us. I constantly want to create the best team of presenters that this company's ever seen to far surpass me because I believe that that's true mission worth, battling for, all right? So we've got to get it right, okay? What's your brand? What do you stand for, okay? And what's your culture, all right? Establishing these things firmly in the initial time when someone signs on, we've got a position-run culture where people want to break records, which is fantastic, okay? Because people that drive the motivations there, and we've been very strategic in establishing that because we've got a work ethic culture where, be humble, be hungry, and be the hardest worker in the room, always, right? Because what does that create? It creates an army of elites that are going to be the best of the best of the best, and they're going to make sure that no matter what, that their team is going to get a result. At the end of the day, guys, you are trusted to get a result. You can't get that result, then what are we doing here, right? My job here is to make sure that you guys are so freaking good at what you do, all right, in an authentic, genuine, positive way that people vibe with you, the energy is good, and they want to be around you. You guys can get them the result. And if they give you a list of names, you can make it happen, all right? So that's what we're doing here. What do you stand for? What's your brand? Are you creating an army of elites, or are you sitting there playing boss and want to be the best that you can be, and that's it? Everybody comes in and they see your show, all right? So getting this straight, guys, again, it's mindset stuff. Some of us will overlook this and be like, yeah, okay, whatever, just show me the skill set stuff, right? And we won't win, okay? So number 6, what do you stand for, all right? Number 7, okay, I can count. Which is probably going to surprise some of you guys. Okay, I can count. So number 7, are we knowing how to use your duplication? Okay, or are we just looking at it like, oh, okay, whatever? Guys, I've spent hours and hours and hours trying to make that into a tool where we can leverage it. If you use the homepage properly, you can send it to people. It's got the company, the products, and the industry. It's an info pack, all right? It's been set up very specifically so that if you send someone to it, it's got all the backing on our company. It's got all the backing on our products. It's got all the backing on the industry. If people still sit back and they say, I'm not interested, this stuff sounds like a pyramid scheme or a scam, dude, seriously, we don't want them. Like straight up, like they're either not ready for it, which is pretty obvious, and you don't want them. All right, they're going to be crazy. We need to get out a straitjacket, tie them up, send them to the funny farm. Because these people, if they're still that adamant that this shit don't work, then it's just not for them, right? Don't waste time and energy. That homepage has got a video linked to almost everything. We live in an ADD society where people won't even watch a 5-minute YouTube clip. So we've got these clips on there. They're short, they're fast, they're efficient. Okay, leverage it, guys. We're going to get a lot more retention. Remember, people buy an emotion, okay, but they reason with logic. And the logic is that we are the most backed company in this industry, all right? And we are going places that these other companies are never going to be able to reach. And we're doing it with the best leadership, the best personal development, the best products. We just got the best of the best, all right? And if you go and you study this stuff, you'll understand that I'm not just saying that because I'm biased. I'm saying that because it makes sense, all right? The evidence is there. The proof is in the pudding, all right? Now, we've all got to go out there with that belief and that conviction. Okay, so your duplication, if you go to the next part of your duplication, it's got all the tools, all the videos that we use, okay? It's got our invite system. I've got a video for each part, how to invite, how to edify, and how to do 3-way calls. That are the 3 income-producing goals that are going to get you a result. Do you know it, right? These videos, they're going to show you how to do this kind of stuff, guys. Are we looking at it? Are our teams looking at it? Do they even know it exists, right? Okay, understand, he who knows how to leverage this website is going to fly. All right, and then we've got a whole range of other videos for follow-ups and stuff for your information. Okay, and then we've got a section in there where it shows you how to use your tracker and how to order for a select customer, for an independent representative. It is supercharged with stuff that we can use to go out there and rock this business. Okay, hope I stress your duplication. Number 8, all right, that was 5, but plus 3, 8. All right, how are you setting the frame? All right, we are almost done, and then I'm going to get Stagalicious up here, which is, you know, his other nickname before he started up with Your Health, okay, aka Staggle. All right, so how are we setting the frame? All right, so expectations, let's start with that. Understand that everything's a frame. All right, look at it like a picture frame. Everybody sees through the picture frame in a different view, right? Everybody builds up their world around their own perspective on things, okay? And we're not here to tell them that they're right or wrong. We're here to just offer our perspective, okay? This is basic objection handling 101, all right? So let's start with how you set the frame on expectations. When someone comes in, are we setting the expectation for long-term success, all right? Or are we setting the expectation that after 30 days, if you don't get the car, then, you know, you may as well quit? All right, because I know that's what some of us were doing. I'm guilty of it, all right? People were duplicating what I was doing, and it's obviously we don't want to do that, okay? We want to bring in, this is a 2 to 4 year plan, all right? Most people sold the 40-year plan and retire on 40% less of what they couldn't afford when they're working, right? So this is 2 to 4 years, and we've got to sell the vision, we've got to sell the dream, okay? So are we setting them up for long-term success? All right, we're going to frame it like that when we're talking about this sort of stuff. When we're talking about the LCB in 30 days, that's great. You know what? You're going to come in here, people have achieved this really, really quickly, and that's fantastic, right? But where it's really cool is this is a 2 to 4 year plan where we can get to the point where everything you just talked about in your why you can get, right? So we've got to start talking more vision. We've got to start setting the expectation well, all right? Mindset control, all right? So how are we prepping their mindset, all right? So like you look at, we get a lot of victim mentality, okay? How do you frame that, all right? Someone comes in and they start whinging about the shipping. No, the whinging, you know, the shipping's too much. I can't handle it. Like it's too much for me to handle, and like we should get it for free. And if I go onto iHerb, it's like $5 shipping. Yeah, okay, that may be so, but iHerb aren't going to pay you to do their business, and you're still going to refer people on and not get a commission, right? So we're always got to be selling people on the industry. All right, we're always going to be selling people on our company and on our products, and we've always got to be framing the victim mindset, right? So you'll see Dave and Kyle, what they do a lot is they're always kind of, you know, like outing the victim mindset. It's like, isn't it crazy that people whinge about the shipping? Isn't it crazy that, you know, some people come in and they call this a pyramid scheme, but then you've got every financial, you know, author, success person, you know, billionaires that are all endorsing this. I mean, like, when billionaires start buying these companies, guys, that's a clue. It's probably the best clue that you could actually possibly wish for. When billionaires start investing in the network marketing companies, but hey, my broke-ass friend that's making about $20 an hour called it a pyramid scheme, Asher. What do I do, man? He's making $20 an hour. You know, But we don't know this stuff. We don't know that, Robert Kiyosaki was, biggest billionaire, is actually endorsing this kind of stuff, all right? So how are we framing it? And it's how you handle an objection. This is all in the basic training book, okay? All right, so, the victim mentality, rejection, selling the industry, handling the mindset stuff, setting them up for long-term success. What this comes back to is how you set the frame every day, right? By going in and selling your team on the industry, on the products, on the company every single day. All time, every time, right? So you want to be always selling this kind of stuff. How are you going to know it? Study the homepage of your duplication. Know it so well that you're just always knowing this stuff, and you can go back to the team and be like, look at this, check this out. Isn't this crazy? Man, can you believe that some people are like victim about this, victim about that? And what you're doing slowly is you're starting to adjust their mindset so that they see the broader picture and they understand it, okay? All right? Understand you've always got to be selling your team. This is something that Dave Nelson is absolutely brilliant at. He's done it with me for over 2 years, done it with Kyle, and he is just so brilliant at it, right? And he doesn't do it in a way which people are like, ooh. He does it in a way where it's just like, you know what? This dude's right. He's like, how funny is this? Go to school, get good grades, right? Basically you're born, go to school, have fun till about the age of 6. They wipe the fun right out of you. Get married, pay taxes, save for your retirement. Whoop, that's not going to be around 1 week. Want to retire. Now they're saying Gen Y is going to retire at the age of 80. Got to save 80,000. It's 3 million savings by the time we actually want to retire. 65 to 70, they just moved it back for our parents. This is crazy. What that basically says? We're screwed. Right, and he does it like that, and he's always just kind of going through this mindset stuff, and like people just sit there and it's like, you know what, you're right. So how are we setting up, our team's mindset up? Okay, are we setting the frame constantly? Everything's a frame, right? We're just going to make it so people see the frame how we see it, right? We're going to unplug, all right? And the invite system. This is the last one, number 9. Okay, so. Do we know the invite system, all right? So let's start with the invite, okay? Everything is in your duplication under your steps to success, okay? The invite video and the template is there on how to do it, okay? We've also got the Edify, all right? We've got the 3-way call video, all right? All that stuff is there, all right? Do we know it? Have we mastered it? Because it's this stuff that's going to get the team the result, okay? So some things underneath the invite, all right? Is our pipeline full, all right? If we're not calling people, does that mean that all of a sudden we stop inviting, all right? What that means is that we've got to start building more relationships over Facebook. When Kyle and I first started, we would have about anywhere between 50 to 80 conversations going on, more. All right, of just building relationships, talking to people, having this and that going on. And what you ultimately want those ones to do is to eventually get them onto the phone. Okay, so there's going to be people, when you do your top 10 and your easiest 10, you're going to call them straight away, all right? But if people are really scared, then they can get on Facebook and you can just talk it out, all right? So is our pipeline full? Do we always have something going on, right? Me personally, I've got about 2 reps that are going to sign up this week just because I'm constantly now keeping that pipeline full. I've got it tracked, and these are guys that I've invited a long, long time ago. Right, but now it's coming through because I'm just persistent and consistent, right? And I know my pipeline's full, and I've got these people that I'm tracking, all right? Are we getting customers, all right? McDonald's would look pretty funny if all they did was sell the franchise but no burgers and fries, right? What about if they sold a franchise but there was no Happy Meal? It's ridiculous, right? It doesn't make sense. So same deal. If we're just going out and only signing up reps but we don't have any customers, right? It's kind of a bit problematic, isn't it, right? And the business isn't going to last. So we need to have a healthy mix of people that are promoting it and people that are buying it, all right? Instead of our Happy Meals, the Super Greens, an MRP shake, and a Berry Blast, and off you go, okay? And we help put people back in balance. So is our pipeline full? Do we have our customers on board, okay? Free with 3. You guys can get free products. That is super cool. And then make commissions, right? So why, we've got to go out there and do that. Are we doing our 20 a week after we've first come in and we've gone through our list of 100? Are we consistently putting through 20 invites a week? Are we talking to other people, right? Are we doing inviting pods? All right, consistently. Meet up with your team. Do an inviting pod after a launch. You know, kill two birds with one stone. You know, these are all the little things that add up. All right, are we talking to cold market and turning them warm? You know, or are we simply going through our list of people and being like, I'm done. All right, I hit Emerald. These guys are going to make me rich. That's it, I'm done. Right? Kyle says it best, right? When you get the car, I got the car. When you get the car, it's cool for about 2 weeks, then you're over it, right? So understand that this game, the self component of the triangle we share happiness through health, wealth, and self, the self is the coolest part. Because once you get the health and the wealth, it's the self. It's getting yourself better and better and better and better and reaching new heights and breaking your paradigm around where you thought you could be and constantly breaking new limits and getting in front of more people, inspiring more people and getting them to where they want to be and doing things you never thought was possible. That's what this gig's all about. It's not about the watch and the cars and stuff like that. That's cool to get, but that gets old really, really quickly, all right? But your personal growth, development, and progress is the coolest thing that this company can provide you, right? So are you going out there and talking to cold market, all right? So that invite system is on your duplication, under your steps to success. Watch the videos, have the templates ready, know how to leverage that properly, go out there and build a super cool team, all right? So these are the key areas. So I'll quickly go over it. First one was communication, all right? Do we understand how to utilize that to the best of our abilities, right? Number 2 is getting people started right. Are we getting the talent, you know, the mentorship that they need? Are we getting them started right and fast? Are we honoring, you know, the trust they have in us to get them a result, all right? Number 2, we just went over that. So number 3, all right, do you have an internal system, right? Or are you running a lemonade stand, right? When life hands you lemons, cool, make lemonade. But what's better is if you could not run a lemonade stand and look at this for the $1 million vehicle that it actually is, the multi-million-dollar vehicle, and start treating it with some respect. So do you have an internal system? Number 4, are you personally developing to the point where you're unrecognizable to family, friends, and everybody else that comes and meets you, right? Are you developing and becoming the best version of yourself? Are you becoming a problem solver? Are you becoming a critical thinker? Are you becoming, you know, that motivation and that, you know, that pillar that your team needs you to be? Or are you so unsure, so unconfident, so unaware, so clueless that you keep on getting a team coming in and they keep on dropping off? You get a team, they drop off. Get a team, they drop off. Because why? Because we haven't gotten to the state of awareness and development that we need in order to run this gig, right? Again, health, wealth, and self, but the main one is self, right? And if we don't master that, then we can't ever progress in leadership in this business. We've got to get better every single day because you won't grow, you won't make the money you want, you won't get the why that you want, won't be able to retire the family and do all the things that we want to do if we're not getting better. So that's number 4, the why, all right? If you don't know why you're grinding so hard, you will never grind in the first place. This business is about grit, determination, right? You know, and resilience, okay? So the why is going to help tap that, make it emotional, make it deep. And no matter what you do, grind every single day harder and harder and harder, okay? So do you know that? And number 6, what do you stand for? What's your brand? Is it something that people will buy into? Or is it built on just you? You're the star of the show. Oh, look at me. I'm coming in. I'm the best. I'm edified. Hey, check me out. I'm awesome. Or is it something that people can share, a vision that people can tap into, right? Something that everybody can come and build towards, right? So what's your brand? What do you stand for? Are you developing a team of elites? Do you know how to use your duplication? Period. That was number 7. Number 8, how do you frame things, right? How do you create that positive feedback loop? How do you constantly create a mindset in your team where they can go out and get the job done? Things fall to pieces. How do you frame it so that they get back on track? How are you selling them on the industry, company, and the products? What are you doing in order to make sure that they stay focused? All right? And number 9, the invite system, which is the invite, the edify, and the 3-way calls. Know it well, get a result, make it happen. The videos are on your steps to your duplication, under your steps to success. All the videos, all the templates are there. All we need to do is study it, watch it, go out there and teach it, and then, you know, we're going to learn it even better. All right. So that's pretty much all I'm going to say on all the mindset and all the skill set stuff, all right? We've got to have a healthy understanding for that stuff. At the end of the day, 80% mindset, 20% skill. So hopefully we took a lot away from that, because those are the 1%ers that, trust me, guys, if we get it, we're going to fly, okay? So I've got a few more things to talk about. First, I want to bring up Kyle, and then I'll really touch on what we're going to be doing over in New Zealand. So everybody, you know, nobody, I don't really need to give him that much of an introduction. Guy's been my best mate for over 10 years. It's an absolute weapon when it comes to this business. Top 3 earners in Australia. He's on the Founders Council. He strategizes the direction this company is going. He's talking with the co-founders. The best thing is this guy's not only a weapon, he's my best mate, but he's just like us. So I'm going to bring it on the guy.
Yo, yo, yo. How you doing, team? Good to see you guys all. Hope you're doing well. You know, I mean, Asher pretty much just went over everything that you guys really need to concentrate on, so you don't really need to hear that much from me, but I will jump on and say, like, the key to success in this business is simplifying everything, right? So what you guys want to do is you want to always, whenever you're with your team, make sure a couple of things happen. They always leave with a clear plan of action, and they know exactly what they have to do for the next couple of steps to become successful, right? So make sure that they're always clear. So after you leave a meeting with somebody, you should always ask them, okay, so what do we have to work on? What were the biggest top 3 things you took away from this meeting? You know, after the party, you always ask them what they like best. Same thing here, right? Just get them to go over in their head what the biggest takeaways were, because you can have a conversation with somebody just like you guys did with Asher, but you know, if you don't go over it with them again, they're probably going to forget most of it, right? So when I leave a meeting with somebody now, I always ask them, okay, what were the top couple of things you took away from this, and what do we need to change, right? And then they're going to give me feedback, and then, you know, if they missed anything that's important that I've gone into the meeting to teach them, I can say, okay, don't forget this and this and this, right? So you got those 3, and then these 3 points. Let's go make it happen, make the changes, right? So that's a pretty good point. And also make sure that everything is always really simplified, guys. So you always want to be coming on at the end and just simplifying everything out for them. Just so you might have given this big complicated spiel, you know, how a company works, everything like that, or, you know, giving someone a big training piece. Be like, guys, you know, it's simple. You know, all we really need to do is, you know, throw launch parties, invite our friends to come over and check it out, and then show them the video. It's that simple, right? Always be re-simplifying it down, because when things are complicated, people don't take action. When things are simple, people will do stuff. Why? Because they feel confident with simple, right? That's why the videos work so well. So yeah, simplicity is your friend, guys. Make sure you're always simplifying. Make sure you're always bringing it back. And you know, they're really the main things I want you guys to try and concentrate on, because Ash did just go over a lot of stuff, so I don't want to, you know, really cloud your judgment too much, but just make sure always simplifying it. One other major point that I always give you guys is, like, you know, we're talking about creating momentum and creating that positive feedback loop and stuff like that, which, you know, I took the guys to on Monday. You know, and I'm going to go through it on the training on Sunday, actually, and with Dave, which is going to be absolutely massive. You know, the secret of this business is to always reframe everything and always be positive. Why? Because that's when people start to take more action, right? So you always want to make sure that when people leave your group, that they're clear, they're confident, and they feel good. Remember, guys, people won't remember what you say to them, but they will always, always, always remember how you made them feel, right? So that's the most important thing. So that's pretty much it from me, guys. Ash is going to take you over a few more things. Just make sure we're always promoting the next big thing, or make sure you've always got something to promote, right? So we've got a big party coming up. You know, we've got the Sunday training with Dave and Kyle. You know, get out there and just talk about it all the time. Don't just say it in the group chats. Group chats are pretty much fucking useless, guys. You know, not much information will get transferred through a group chat. People will look at it. Make sure you're having a lot of one-on-one communication, and make sure you're getting everybody really excited for training on Sunday, because if we do it right and we get enough numbers down there, Dave's going to absolutely blow the lid off this thing. It's going to simplify it for everybody, and this thing can really fly. One other thing, you know, I really want you guys to start doing is just teaching everybody to have like a nice little easy pitch that's really going to help them basically just share the products and share the opportunity with people, right? So, you know, it has to be just as simple as sharing, you know, a great restaurant or something like that. It's like, you know, it's like, hey man, what have you been up to? Oh yeah, you know, just, you know, having fun, blah, blah, blah. What have you been up to, Kyle? It's like, oh man, you know, he's been doing this thing, fucking unbelievable. You got to come check this thing out, man. That's the way I talk, right? So I'm going to swear a little bit, you know, mate, on these products. They're unbelievable. You know, keeping me shredded. Absolutely love them. You got to try them out. right? It has to have like a little pitch that's that simple that literally anybody can do. Just the same way as if you saw, guys, you drank a new beer that you love. Girls, you saw a new pair of shoes or a handbag that you love. You want to show your friends, you want to talk to them about, hey, babe, you got to come check this thing out, right? It's a new TV show that you love, whatever it is, right? You just got to get them in that mindset. It's just as simple as that. It's introducing something to somebody, and also reframing it to be, that noble cause, right? So you want to give it to them in a piece of information. It's very simple for them to understand. So I like doing it like this, right? So to say you've got a new app or something like that, it's like, okay, so you've seen all the testimonials, you tried the products a few times for yourself, do you think that when people take this stuff, it's going to help them feel better? My friend Carly lost 4 kilos on the products, you met her, blah, 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 right? They're going to be like, yeah, we know people are going to feel better. It's like, do you think people are going to be happier when they feel better? Yeah, totally. It's like, okay, well, who do you guys want to help feel happier, and who do you guys want to help feel healthier and feel better? Oh, my family, my friends. All right, well, sweet, let's go start talking to them then. Right, and it really is that simple if you simplify it for them like that, right? So that's all I'm going to leave you guys with. But we had enough info for one night, and I'll bring Ash back on. See you guys all on Sunday.
Nice, bro. All right, so that's pretty much it. So I'm going to leave it there, but obviously, guys, you know that we're going to be in New Zealand over the weekend. So there is a big training on Sunday. Make sure that we're staying tuned into all the Facebook updates. Kyle's going to be there talking. Dave Nelson's going to be there talking. This is the kind of stuff that you don't want your teams to miss. So Sunday, big super training. Most of the leaders are going to be away, especially from the Melbourne team. Going to be over in New Zealand while we're launching. So make sure that you still get down there. Get them around Dave, get them around Kyle. Okay, we're going to be back on Monday. I fly out tomorrow. I'm still going to be available for 3-way calls over Skype if you guys need me. I'm going to have SIM card where I'll have WhatsApp, obviously, so you're still going to be able to contact me as much as you guys need. Just understand I will be in New Zealand from Friday through to Monday. Make sure that we get our teams down to the Sunday training. And apart from that, let's go action this stuff. Let's go start teaching the stuff we just went over. I know that everybody's got that crazy potential. We just need to unlock it. So that's it. Thanks for being patient. Thanks for tuning in and staying online. See you guys soon. Peace.